We have been hearing from a lot of you that you're interested in this new modern style home. Well, today we're going to be talking about how to get a modern home in northern Colorado.
Let's go.
If you're new to our channel, we are your Colorado real estate family, and if you're interested in moving to Colorado, Denver, or any of the surrounding cities, we're the people you need to know. So do yourself a favor, hit the subscribe button, notification bell down below. We put out 2 videos a week. We'll also squeeze in our phone number if you're interested in calling, have any questions. We are here for you. So today we are going to bring in our partner up here in northern Colorado. We're going to be talking about a huge topic that a lot of you have been asking us, and that's modern homes. So we've had 2 clients recently actually that have been really looking into this northern Colorado area, and there are a lot of challenges coming along with that.
There are. Colorado is just one of those unique places where unless you're looking in the Denver area and places with like a ton of population, you're not going to find very many contemporary or modern home options. And so we've got some ways to find that here in the community in northern Colorado specifically.
Yeah, so this is something, if you're looking in Denver, this is not an issue, right? Denver is built around this whole modern idea. We're seeing like modern homes and that whole modern community kind of coming together and just creating a lot of options for families. But if you're looking into the north, we have got Alana here as an expert to kind of talk to us a little bit about strategy on that. So the first question we're going to ask kind of today is, if a family is looking, or just anybody is looking for this modern home, how do you get into a modern home in northern Colorado?
Okay, so in doing a little bit of research for some clients recently, I learned that in northern Colorado, that contemporary modern look is harder to come by than you'd expect. Some people are doing the whole move into areas with no HOA so that you don't have any restrictions for what you can build. Right. Then you can partner with a custom builder and find that true modern or contemporary aesthetic that you're looking for.
So do people in those type of communities, are they able to like do renovation and do that, or are they doing it from the ground up? How does that typically look?
It depends. The really cool thing about northern Colorado is you've got a lot of like old cottages and farmhouses and stuff. So I've seen some people do renovations on those to add some of that modern aesthetic, but not completely scrape it. While I've also seen people go in and find, just a complete fixer-upper. They'll completely scrape it and then build a beautiful brand new modern home, just like we're going to see here pretty soon.
Okay, so Peter and I have been there, done that on the whole, going into a house, renovating, living in this like constant construction zone, and it's not for everybody, right? Yeah. So what other options do people have if they want like kind of a move-in ready modern home? Like what options are up here?
Yeah, so we're in a really unique community right now called Pelican Shores in Windsor, Colorado. And this is one of the only places that I've been able to find that has that extra modern look. There are some issues when it comes to putting a listing on the MLS. There's a button on there that agents can click for their listings to sell a home that says contemporary and modern. Well, you click that button based upon your opinion of that home. And so agents can have a craftsman style home or a cottage that's newer or a brand new build, but it has like a lodge feel to it. And they'll click that modern and contemporary button, and it's not necessarily that modern aesthetic that you're looking for, but that's what you're gonna get in your searches. So this community, like I said, Pelican Shores, is that really true, super sharp edges, really awesome different finishes that really stand out, like the grays and the whites. Right. With the slate tile and all kinds of things like that.
Very crisp. Like we were actually trying to talk about like how do I describe it, and we're like just like very linear and straight and sharp, and we're like, I mean, I guess that's kind of like some of the ways, and that's oftentimes how our clients are describing it to us as well. True. Like I want that very clean, sharp, just very. It's almost a little minimalistic as well, like at least on the appearance side, right? So,
absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna show you around this area, and I'm telling you, not being up in Windsor as often, I did not know how much Windsor is growing. And we're gonna pop in a lot of things for you guys to see, because Windsor is definitely growing a lot. And we've talked about this with Fort Collins being so desirable, you know, coming to these surrounding cities. So how far are we now from about Fort Collins, would you say?
We're roughly 30 minutes.
Okay.
Like that's not to the edge of Fort Collins, that's in like downtown Fort Collins,
Sure.
30 minutes.
And that's pretty common, right? So if we're talking about, you know, Fort Collins, we're looking around surrounding areas, we're looking at Loveland, we're looking at Johnstown, we're looking at Windsor, Berthoud, things like that. It is about a 20-minute to 30-minute drive. So this is a good option, especially if people are looking. We're on the east side of I-25. However, it's not really matching up on price point, right? We are starting to see these houses climb because it's a brand new area. Everything here is new. I'm one of those clients who I know that I kind of want this modern feel, but I'm not exactly sure what that looks like. So, I mean, how do we identify that? And, you know, especially if there's not a lot of options in Fort Collins.
Yeah, so one of my favorite things to do with clients is just look through photos of homes and the different styles of homes, because you can have a modern style farmhouse, you can have a modern style cottage, you can have a modern lodge. This is a very contemporary community, so there's newer homes and that modern feel. People will use those words a lot, and so we just narrow it down by looking at the homes and the styles that you like, and then that can kind of narrow us down with which, you know, communities we're in or what type of house we're looking at.
So as far as Fort Collins though, there are modern options, but they're not as modern as the ones we're going to be like looking at today.
Right. We've got a very contemporary looking community right here, but if somebody's looking for a modern home and we identify what kind of home they're looking for, then it's on your real estate agent, your realtor in the area, to find and locate those, because like I said, in that MLS, everybody's gonna stick that contemporary modern button on there, and it's really gonna take a lot of looking through those properties to find that actual style that you're looking for. So
okay, that actually perfectly leads into that whole search option, right? So when a lot of you call me, we do that kind of identify, you know, section of our phone call of like, number one, what do you want your life to look like? Number two, like, what kind of style of house are you looking for, price range, and all the basics like that. But talking about like the searching, you say there's not a very easy search option in the MLS, and then in the back office, we typically use like KV Core or some kind of system. There's also not any narrowing search option for that. So what does that mean? How do we help them find those unique, you know, modern aesthetics?
honestly, it just comes down to spending the time looking through the listings. So I'll set up an automatic search that goes to me so that the clients aren't having to like flip through and figure out. So then I vet all of the listings that come through. If they're coming through in an automatic way and like brand new to the market, I'll take a look at those and then only forward on the ones that fit their style and their needs.
So pretty much it's going to be a lot more elaborate searching.
Yes.
This is going to be hard for clients to do on their own. Like, this is something where, especially when we have clients who are very specific as to what they want, there's only so many things that we can do as far as a search goes, or, you know, putting in different keywords or things like that. The other thing is a lot of those searching things is based off how the agent lists the house as well. So
Absolutely.
if we put too many narrowing, criteria in there, we could miss something that actually meets the criteria just because of the detail that
The agent
put in, right?
And that's one of the things that leads into one of my biggest recommendations. If you're going to be moving to Colorado, looking in northern Colorado, get those listings sent to you on a broad search so that you can get a feel for the different styles and which ones that you like more than others, and then you get the price point ideas and stuff too.
Right.
And then if you have a really fine-tuned idea of what you're looking for, we can narrow those things down. But it's always going to come back to, if you have a specific style you're looking for, I'm going to have to do the legwork of weeding through those if you don't want to see all of those.
Yeah, so we're going to do something a little different today than what Peter and I typically do, because we have had a lot of interest in this whole modern, and we know that is kind of an in-depth search and kind of a long process. We want to show you guys one of the most modern, communities that we've found thus far, that's in still building, brand new. We're gonna go take some videos around, show you what that true modern style is, to see if that's right for you. Feel free to comment down below if you have any questions about these areas. There are still great places in Fort Collins to find it.
And I want to actually reiterate that, because I was thinking about what I said about scraping and building this custom look, there are houses out there where people have already done that. And there's builders now starting to identify the need and the desire for people to be in a modern home. And so they're buying places up in Old Town and they're building that brand new custom look. So you can walk into a custom home, a modern looking home that's not in a community like this. And you can also find HOAs with lots that are currently available where you don't have to demolish an older home or whatever to build. But then you have to be careful about the architectural requirements in those HOA communities. But my point is there are other options. It's just really an awesome experience to have a brand new, super contemporary and modern community here in Windsor. Identifying modern features in the homes that you're looking at. We wanted to show you the model here in Pelican Shores because it's got some really awesome modern features. You've got the chevron tile, really awesome dark colored cabinets mixed with light, bright white countertops, and you've got your gray colored floors, and then even over at the fireplace you can see really dark tiles and just the complementary items between, you know, the dark color with the light, bright and white, and sometimes even creams is just so gorgeous, and it fits perfectly in that modernist. So a really awesome thing too to think about is you can find all of these modern aspects inside a home in places that have been renovated. So you've got the cottages and farmhouses and lodges. If they're older and you want this kind of aesthetic, you can remodel the inside no problem. Really, the contemporary looking homes here have that contemporary look outside. So you need to decide, is it going to be an exterior thing or are you okay with remodeling inside?
Guys, when we talk about the inside and being able to find that in some of the other homes, this is one thing that really stands out to us, especially about this community, is that you're going to get, you know, obviously the darker kind of the trim, the windows. I mean, this is metal, okay? So these are like the real qualities of this whole modern thing is really going to be on the outside. Some of the other things we see in other communities. So if you're looking for that outside aesthetic and it being that true modern feel, it's going to look like that. Let me show you the window. So same thing here. Typically in some of the more classic homes, you're going to see all the white windows. This is going to be like the big difference outside of the materials used on the outside. I do not think that this is the first and only. No. I think this is the beginning. I'm excited to be here, to go look around, get some video, because I do think that as Northern Colorado is growing, we're going to start seeing these change. They're going to have more options, and we're going to start seeing people really have even more options in Fort Collins and the surrounding areas. So I'm excited to see how that goes. We'll keep an eye on it. That's actually why we have a partner in the Northern Colorado area, is so that we can keep up with all the new communities, how different cities are changing, how different areas of each city is kind of growing with the times, and how all of that is being tracked. So that is why we bring in Alana into this. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us through here. She's following this along with us as well. So until next time, bye. Home in Northern Colorado. Shoot, I'm trying to tell you to say let's go.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it again.
I've been blinking a lot anyways.
Oh, because we're going to be covering some really awesome... Nope, I don't even know what we're talking about. If you're new to our channel, we are your Colorado real estate family, and if you're interested in moving into Colorado, Denver, or any of the surrounding... Okay. Take me a minute.
Maybe you should have done that, baby. Like, do
I'm
the
on
mouth
fire. Okay.
Fireball. Real modern aesthetic for you.
Hold on, let's wait till that passes. Shoot.
So should I do that whole section again?
Probably. Okay. So a lot of the clients, especially you guys when you're calling me, like we do this whole identity, like identifying, you know, what your life is, you want it, you,